Hey mamas, welcome to Breastfeeding Relief with Bethany. We share incredible stories, tips, and breastfeeding ideas to help on your journey. I'm your host, Bethany Laverne, a lactation consultant and speech therapist who helps mamas with breastfeeding. Not all breastfeeding stories are the same, and we dive into those topics. Welcome to the podcast, Jori. How are you today?
I'm fantastic. Thank you for having me, Bethany. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm so excited to have you on. So why don't you go ahead and tell us about all of your kiddos?
Ooh, all of them on purpose?
Yeah.
Well, so I'm the proud mom of 4 kiddos, ages 9, 7, 5, and as of Thursday, 4.
Ooh.
Yes. So you can see for about 10 years we had no cable, because we have so many children. There's nothing else to do. But I love my kids. My kids are fun. They each have their own little personalities.
They do, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Could you imagine 4 different personalities, but then like my temperament and then my husband's face? It's an interesting.
Mine also have my husband's face, but one has my personality and one has my husband's personality. So it works out pretty well.
All right. Well, good for balance. Balance is good. And you said 1 and 1, so you stopped at 2, as a good woman should. No, I'm just
No.
no, they're great. They're great. So I have a lot of experience with breastfeeding because like my first one was torturous.
Okay, tell us more about that.
Oh, do I have? I mean, no. So I didn't know. You don't know what you don't know, right?
So true. That's why I started the podcast.
You don't know what you don't know. And so when I thought about it, everyone was like, "Oh, you're gonna breastfeed, right?" I'm like, "Of course I'm gonna breastfeed. What kind of mother am I? I'm gonna breastfeed until they're like 2. It's gonna be great." And that didn't happen.
Okay.
Because I'm a teacher and I had to go back to work. And
Yes.
my teaching schedule does not align to when my breast started to leak.
Mhm.
So I think I breastfed my first until like about 10 months.
Okay.
And then the well ran dry.
Mhm.
Um, and then the second kiddo, I want to say Jordan probably was breastfed the longest. Well, her and Nathaniel, I breastfed them for 12 months each.
Okay.
My second and my fourth.
Mhm.
My third, I breastfed till about 7 months. Stress of the job, cortisone levels increased and milk production, it shut down. But
Sure.
yeah, the first one was horrible, absolutely horrible, because I didn't know like what part of the YOLO they were supposed to like grab onto. I didn't understand like the whole like milk duct. And when they kept saying the word, I was like, milk ducts? What are what are you saying?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you have to massage them. So then I'm like going around like this, and they're like, no, not that part. Like, I'm like, can you like, this is my first kid. Like, hello.
Yeah.
I know I waited longer than most, right? My first kid was at 30, and I'm
Nope,
like,
mine too.
I was like, I know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. And so then the nurse, the lactation specialist,
Uh-huh.
because they have titles. The lactation specialist at the hospital, she's very condescending toward me. Like, she's like, you don't know how to breastfeed. No, boo-boo, it's my first kid. So either do you know how to teach? How about that?
Oh, that's awful.
And so yeah, she made me feel like I was doing like a bad job.
Mhm.
And so she was like, "Oh, use the pump. You can't figure it out. Just use the pump." And so literally like the first couple months, I rarely actually put him to my breast. I just pumped. And then once I was like, not scarred anymore from her, I was like, this has to be easier. I have friends, they have breasts and they have children and they do the thing. So let me go ask them. And so one of my friends, she just like, she whipped it out and off she went. And I was like, that's what it's supposed to, oh, that's where the head go.
Oh,
Okay.
this makes sense now.
Right. And so then after that, I was like, oh, we're off. This is great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it was great until it wasn't, because I didn't know you're supposed to like switch sides as often, because I only saw her do one side.
Oh, sure. But
So
you didn't
literally,
like feel like, oh, my left breast is so
I
heavy.
was pumping. You remember I was
Oh, that's
pumping.
right. I'm sorry. Okay.
So I never got like the full situation.
Okay. Got it.
But then I woke up one morning and I had to get a shot in my shoulder because of this position. I
Oh.
I couldn't raise my arm. Like it was bad. It was bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow, these are all learning experiences
Mm-hmm.
to just stop here. We should be good with one kid, babe. We are good with one kid, right? We don't have to
Oh.
do this again. And then, unfortunately, like we had losses along the
Sure.
way. And so when the second kid came after like two miscarriages, I was
Mm-hmm.
like, all right, let's just keep having them until like let's just keep going. Let's see
Sure.
see what happens.
Uh-huh.
Like it took so long to get the second kid.
Mm.
So I was like, I'm gonna nurse her as long as I possibly can. Like as long as it's legal, I'm just gonna keep doing it. Um, and so it was, and looking back, like she and I have like probably the closest bond because
Sure.
of that time together. Like
Mm-hmm.
it was special, and she would hold my face. So cute though.
Oh,
So
I
cute.
know. I do miss those days. Yeah. That special time. And with my two boys, I feel like I'm still very close with them. And even one of my sons, he's sick today and he wanted to be in my lap a lot and like cuddle with me. He doesn't want to really cuddle with anyone else. He wants to cuddle with mama. And I just love that.
Yeah, it's
Mhm,
a special bond. So,
mhm,
yeah, each of my kids, I was, thank God, able to breastfeed.
mhm,
Even, the third one for like the 7 months, like I still
mhm.
had a good half a year. Just really sharing that time. It was very
Yeah.
special.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. So since you have so many kids, I'm just curious. And you did, no, you did say you shared special time with them. It's harder once you get more and more kids to breastfeed. So did you set up like a special area? Did you, if somebody else was home, would you leave the room and maybe go to your room and had a special area?
No,
Okay.
I first kid, we had moved into a larger apartment, so and it was just my husband and I, and then we had the kid, and then the second kid, it was just the four of us.
Mm-hmm.
But we had a pretty large apartment, so I didn't set up any special anything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I didn't. But when we moved so I live in Long Island right now.
Okay.
When I had my first two kids, I lived in Queens. We moved to Long Island. There was this glider. Oh, the glider. Oh my God.
Right. My favorite chair.
My feet were doing the thing and my back was doing the thing, and it was just like, and it had pockets.
Yes.
I love that thing. Like it's still
Mhm,
sitting in my backyard. Again,
mhm.
my youngest is 4. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna get rid of the chair. My husband's like, get it out of the house. It's going in the backyard. Get rid of it. But that was just like that's my breastfeeding chair. Like it
Mhm.
just made
Yeah.
sense. Like it's doing all the good stuff. Like and I had like, my breast pads on the side and
Mhm.
it was I love that chair. The chair is amazing.
Me too. Mine broke recently. It no longer rocks. And I really want to buy a new one.
But then you feel like, but I'm not supposed to?
I know that's how you feel, but you're like, but it's so comfy. Could it sit in the living room while I watch TV?
I guarantee you, anyone who sits in that chair, because my mom sat in the chair and she was like, this is nice.
Right.
This is it just what the feet rest too. Oh wow, I'm like, yeah. I was like, but you're gonna need help getting up. You're gonna need help getting up. It's like the
Hmm.
sunken chair. You're gonna need help getting up.
Yes.
But no, that was the chair. Like that's where I
Mhm.
breastfed most of the
Okay.
time. I did the bad thing like the first like 2-3 months, like where like they're like, oh, don't breastfeed your baby in the bed with you. And I'm like,
Mm.
I'm tired. I'm not
Mhm.
moving. Baby
Yeah.
would start crying. My husband would be like, here you go.
Well, at least he brought the baby to you. Mine
Yeah, I
slept
mean,
through the night. I'm like, how do you sleep through all this noise with a kid in the room?
Did it.
I
Did
never
it.
understood that.
Did it. Nope,
Yeah.
he did. He's awake.
Okay.
But no, he would bring them to me because he wanted to go back to sleep. So
Oh,
he's like,
sure.
make this stop.
Yep. You
Make
can
this.
make it happen. That's awesome.
I think he's hungry again. Switch boops. I think he's hungry again. Switch. Make it stop.
That's awesome.
And then after the baby would poop and he'd start crying, I give it back to him. Make it stop.
You can fix this one.
Right? Everybody has a role.
So true. So true. So why don't you share with us maybe one thing you wish you would have known about breastfeeding?
Ooh, that it hurt.
Mm.
So I understand how teeth work. Nobody told me how gums worked.
Yeah.
Because had they, I think we probably would have went to Similac. It was very painful. My first kid bit me.
Mhm.
And I was like, was this intentional? Was this okay? And then he bit me again, and I was like, whoa, dude, like you gotta calm down. Like if you want it, you better hey, play your cards right. But yeah, it hurt. And then each
Mhm.
subsequent child bit me. So
Mhm.
I wish someone would tell me that they bite, because then I could have been prepared at least.
Okay. Mhm.
But it kept happening. So
Did
maybe.
you, I know I did something specific. When they bit you, did you do anything specific?
Oh, absolutely. I told them to stop.
Mhm. Yep.
And
You're
then,
supposed to.
I put my finger and I did the fish scoop
Yep.
situation where like I removed myself and I
Uh-huh.
said, baby, this is mommy's. And then my husband would be like, and daddy's. I'm like, you can't damage mommy's goods, okay, baby? So if you want to continue to use it,
Mhm.
you treat it right or you'll lose it.
Mhm.
And then we went back on the next time, scoop. All right. So we're gonna, hey, let's try this again, and so
Mhm.
that worked, right? I think
Mhm.
the first three, like the most like I did was like once or twice, but the last one, he's rebellious.
Uh-oh.
He's it's like, sir, and he would do it and he'd be like,
Uh-oh. Yep. And then they look at you in the eye. Like I got a few times they looked at you and they started, and then they were like, oh no, mommy's mad. Nope, never mind. Yeah.
right?
Because they also say, you pop them off, you tell them to stop or tell them no, and then you cover up and then you put them somewhere else away from you. Like, no, this is punishment. So I would usually lay them back down in their crib or put them in a sit me up or something else. Nope, you're done for now.
Wow, tough
Mhm.
love. I like that.
Yeah.
Where were you 4 years ago?
I'm so sorry. I'm here now for all my new mamas. I'm so sorry.
No, 9 years ago. Where were you?
We won't talk about it. No.
Oh, Bethany. Oh, Bethany.
Why don't you tell us what was your favorite breastfeeding product?
Oh, I can't pronounce the name of the company, but it's purple and they make good bottles.
Landacell, I believe.
Lancino. Yeah, they have
Okay.
these little soothies. You put them in the freezer
Mhm.
and then they're right in your bra cup and good to go. And they're
Mhm.
reusable too, which is what I loved about them.
They are.
Some
They
of them were
are.
disposable. I was like, what good is this? I don't know. This
Right.
is awful.
Yeah. And it's
Awful.
nice for the moms that don't know, it also has an area for your nipples. So you also aren't going to freeze your nipple off.
Yes, that is accurate. Yes. No freezing. No freezing of the nipples. No.
Yeah.
That's
Awesome. Well, why don't you go ahead and tell all the mamas how they can connect with you?
You can connect me everywhere. You find social media at Jori O'Neill, literally the @ Jori O'Neill, one long word. And if you're on LinkedIn and you are looking to be a writing mama, because I am the
Ooh.
book coach, I am having a workshop May 2nd and 3rd. Not sure when this is airing, but you'll cut it out if you need to. But on LinkedIn, I am Jori-O-Neely, because that's what LinkedIn does to my name.
Awesome. All right. Well, I hope mamas connect with you and especially book writing. So, well, thank you for your time and all your advice today. We appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Bethany. Really appreciate it. God bless.
Thank you so much for listening in. If you loved this episode, it would mean so much if you would share it with another mama or post on social media and tag me. I want to personally thank you for wanting to help other mamas. You got this. I'm rooting for your breastfeeding journey.